stubs on here. In this clip, I'm going to make a virtual machine on ProxMox and install Debian 13 on that. Let's get started. Create a VM. Let's call it Debbie 13. Operating system. I already have the ISO loaded up. Standard system. 32 gig disk storage device. 1 CPU. Instead of 2 gig of RAM, we're going to give it 8 gig. Network's good. We'll just go with the defaults and confirm. Alright, there we have it. Debbie is now ready to start. Let's go ahead and start the machine up. We're going to do a graphical installation, but I'm actually not going to install a GUI desktop environment. Let's go full screen here. Alright, we're going to go with English language, United States, and American keyboard. Alright, it's getting an IP address from my network, hopefully. Alright, looks good. Let's call it a host name. Let's call it Debbie 13. And my network name. This is for my network. Put in what's right for your network. This is the root password. We'll go with that. Give the let's give it an easy password. I don't plan on doing anything super secret in this system. Eastern time zone. Alright, we're gonna partition now. I'm just gonna go with the defaults and use the entire 32 gig storage device as one simple root partition. And yep, that looks good. At one time I would always create a separate partition for my home folders, and that way I could back those up easier, but I'll be honest, it's just as easy to copy a home folder off a root partition as it is to move the drive around and reset up another system. It doesn't save you as much time as you think, unless you have massive amounts of data under your home folder. But most people don't. Most people's home folders, well, I take that back. Nowadays Python does all kinds of awful stuff to your home folder. Alright, nope, no more installation to look at. We'll go with the United States Debian package manager. No proxy for me. Yay. The actual installation goes pretty fast when you don't do a full-blown GUI. This is the customer experience survey. We're going to say no. That makes sense for this tiny little system. Alright, this is where I'm going to turn off these two check marks. Debian desktop environment is like an X Windows or Wayland. It's a GUI. So is GNOME. I am going to check this SSH server, because once I get this system up and running, I'm really not going to use the ProxMox console. I'm just going to SSH into it. Yeah, see, it goes fast when you don't install X. Wayland, KDE, whatever. Those things are huge. We'll go with the default and let it slap grub on the standard dev SDA. Sounds good. And we're about done. It's going to reboot. What I'm going to do once it reboots, I'm going to log in on the console. I'm going to make sure it's got an IP address. I'm going to make sure the SSH server is running. And once that's good, I probably won't need to touch this machine from the ProxMox. I'll be able to secure shell into it. Alright, here we go. Let's reboot it. Yep. Alright, let's log in. Like I said, I'm going to log in as stubson. I'm going to see if we got an IP address. Whoops, try again. Yep, we got an IP address. I'm going to see if SSH server's running. And it is. Alright, let's get out of here. Get out of full screen mode. Alright, we can close this down. Now I'm going to open up a terminal window and see if I can ping Debbie. Actually, before I do that, let me flush some caches just in case. Alright. Yeah, see, it looks like it's picking up the old address. I've had lots of Debbies. Oh, wait, no, it's not Debbie. It's Debbie 13. There we go. My bad. Alright, so we're pinging it. Let's see if we can machine into it. SSH Debbie 13. Okay, yes. It's the first time I've connected, so yep, accept the fingerprint. Woo! Alright, here we go. I have now logged into Debbie. So a couple things I like to set up first when I log into when I first install a system is put sudo on there and vim, V-I-M. So let's become root su and apt install sudo. Great. Now let's finish configuring sudo. We have to add this user stubson to the sudo group. You can edit the group file. This is not recommended by every Unix administrator I've ever talked to, but they all do it. And let's look at the sudoers file. We're going to make a change in here too. If you put no password in here, you don't have to type your password. Now, this is a read-only file, but I'm root. It's still a read-only file. I have to do W. Try again. I have to give it an exclamation point. Alright, let's get out of here. Now, for that to take effect, I have to sign out. Let's sign back in. And let's see if the sudo works. Sudo apt install vim. Sure did. Alright. So in a nutshell, that's how I like to install my basic system. I've got sudo, I've got vim, and almost nothing else. One thing we're going to do is we're going to create a bin folder. Just make directory bin in your home directory. I'm in home stubson. If I look at my path at this point, you'll see that that's what it is. I'm going to sign out, sign back in, and you will see that it has added. Come on. Alright, let's try maybe that caps lock on. There we go. Now it has added home stubson bin as the first folder in my path. I can go into path and start making my own little command scripts. Where is it? Oh, the colored. There we go. And we got our color prompts back. That's what we need. Gotta have color prompt. Alright, that's all I got for y'all today. Y'all have a great day.